Often people, therapists and medics, psychiatrists look upon depression as being pretty much intractable, or very hard to treat, not an easy thing to treat. The sense is, you're going to give people medication for a long time and that kind of thing. I'd like to look at depression a little bit of a different way, and not saying it's super easy to treat, but also pointing out that what makes depression tricky to treat, what makes it difficult to change, is two key components. One in the body is this heavy kind of feeling of torpor, sluggishness, that you don't want to move forward, you don't want to move, basically. And secondarily, the narratives that play around in the mind, that it's all hopeless, there's no point, you don't have a future, why bother with this, oh my God, it's all falling apart, whatever. The mind becomes like a little radio station playing these stories round and around. And the combination of these two factors is what creates the sensation of intractability, of not being able to change. And yet actually you can change. It simply need to jump out of that slot, jump out of that groove. Another big aspect on depression is the tendency for people who suffer it to repress feelings a lot. And that's not just to marginalize or put those guys down, because basically the whole of humanity is probably, realistically repressing something like 95% of our instinctual, natural emotionality. It's being shoved down. As we try to appear a certain way to get our needs met in the outside world, we learn to shovel the feelings down back into the muscle system. A lot of videos on that on this website, on this YouTube site of mine. And so in this workshop coming up right at the beginning of December 1st to 3rd, here at Osho Lila in Dorset in the UK, you've got a chance to experience really expressing feelings, to really have a safe space where you can start to experience and experiment putting stuff out. Instead of internalizing feelings, instead of internalizing narratives, where you just keep it all a bit safe and under control, you can practice putting stuff out. And you need the workshop and the support and the peer pressure, because if you haven't done this before and you've been following negative behaviors for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, it's not easy to just jump out of that space. It's not easy, So you'll have other people in a similar boat to you helping you, It makes you feel, okay, it's okay to do it when you see other people doing. And you've got myself, Purna and Dhiraj, very experienced therapists guiding the process. It's an amazing workshop. We used to build this workshop more as the anger workshop, but I wanted also to try focusing a little bit on one psychological issue, and depression was the one that I wanted to create something for people who are suffering, so they have an opportunity to move forwards with it. Because you can beat the story and you can beat the feeling in the body if you want to. You can get up and do it. You don't need to keep playing the same narratives around, this kind of radio depression thing. It's possible to beat it, and with support you can move forwards. You have a choice. So if you're interested in this workshop, I'll leave you a link, and I'd love to see you there. Okay, you don't need to be depressed to come. You could just be interested in anger. You could just be interested in emotional expression. It's all okay, Don't feel like, oh my God, if I sign up for it, I'm really a depressive or something like that. It's not the case. Okay, over and out.